Hey guys, Rook Knight here. Thanks for joining me. I thought I'd talk about something which a lot of us probably have, are custom picks, and how to preserve them. This stuff right here is called Renaissance wax, and I've been using this for probably about 6, 7, 8 months now, preserving all my picks, my custom ones, and even my regular, sparrows and stuff like that. It does a fantastic job on just about anything you own that's metal or even wood or anything like that. It's not going to waterproof it to the extent if you drop it into a bucket, but if you are worried about humidity or just long-term down the line kind of thing, I mean, some of these picks, these are my custom picks I use almost every day, but I have other ones that I have just stored away, and I feel much better knowing that I have them treated with this Renaissance wax. It puts just a very fine layer, almost looks like a layer of thin glass over everything, and it's just fantastic. It's beautiful too. It makes the wood just shine, and it makes the metal shine. I've used it on my lighter collection. I've used it on, you could use it on your locks. I mean, anything that you're worried that's gonna get, rusted over time or rotted or something like that. I mean, they even say you can put it on photographs, believe it or not. When comparing it to beeswax or what carnauba I think wax is the other one, this stuff just outshines it. Not only that, but the bonds and the properties of this is so much stronger, interlocking layers on kind of like a micro level kind of thing. I can maybe make a little graph and show you what I'm talking about right here. Beeswax and carnauba and then this Renaissance wax, which is actually about, I probably would say with this is about 90% microcrystalline wax, and then there's a little bit of a little bit of this and a little bit of that. This was actually made in England, actually a British museum. Somebody in a British museum thought of it, and it's amazing. I mean, if you go on the videos and watch shows and read articles about it, this stuff is just a miracle. It just does a fantastic job. And like I said, it's not waterproof. You can't like paint your phone in it and throw your phone in the water or something, or throw whatever you're doing, but as for like humidity, high humidity, anything like that, long-term storage, this is the way to go. So I was treating these picks because I use these a lot, so every couple of months I use this to treat them. My other ones, I haven't done it since I've done it, or since I did it, I treated them, I put them away. I haven't done it since because usually they're fine and stuff, but I figured we'll give this a shot. So this one right here is one I made, and it is ebony wood, and it already has kind of nice shine on it already because it does have it on there already. But what I do is I get a little paintbrush, and then just a tiny little bit, a little dab will do a whole bunch of like area. It'll coat really well. All you got to do is just spread it out. It really does good too, is like full tanks, half tanks, whatever you want to talk about. But like I'm sure there's like microscopic layers where, the metal and the wood meets. This fills them up. So any kind of like nooks and crannies on these picks, this is definitely a great idea for just filling them and making them strong. Now, what I did with the picks that I have over here, that I have like in a little case, I actually will paint the metal pick tips, and I'll just leave them even like that. I'll leave them thick and coated. I won't even buff them out. I'll buff the wood, but I won't buff the metal because that makes a little extra layer. And then afterwards, you can come along and just wipe it off. It's not going to stay on forever. You can actually buff it whenever. So when I go to if I'm going to use a pick that I've done that to, I can just buff it before I use it, and it's fine. But it definitely adds that layer of protection. Does a fantastic job. You can see it kind of like graze over. Everything kind of gets muted, and all you got to do is just let that sit for literally like I think 2 minutes, something like that. That's all they really ask you to do. Here's ones I was starting to do already. I did this one already. But it just does it almost looks like just shining. Now, all these picks here, I don't put anything on mine. So if I made it, I don't put any kind of like lacquer or any kind of poly, whatever, I don't use super glue. I don't do anything like that. I just don't like the way they look. Me personally, I mean, I'm sure somebody could do a better job, but when I do it, I don't like it. So what I do is I usually sand to like 15 thousandths, and then just use something like, well, I was using beeswax, but this stuff, once I found this is the way to go. This is definitely just heaven. Okay, so you let that dry for a minute or two, and all you have to do is you just take a cloth, cotton cloth, and you're just going to gently start rubbing. You're not going to rub hard. You're just trying to buff. You're not trying to wipe it off. You're trying to buff it. but if you can start seeing the difference, there's the bottom's not done, and then there's the top, and it just does a fantastic job with shining it up. And like I said, it fills up all the little nooks and crannies, water tights it, keeps it safe from the elements to an extent. This stuff isn't like gonna keep water out of a tent, but it really is some amazing stuff. Like I said, you could use it on even coins. You could probably use it on, I've seen people use it on furniture. I've seen people use it on jewelry. Now, okay, so what I would normally do is if I was putting this away and keeping it in a case and not using it, I would kind of keep that layer on there, but since I'm going to be using this, I'm going to wipe this down. Like I said, I'm not going to do hard. You don't want to wipe it off. You just want to buff it in and shine the layers, and you can put a couple layers on. So this is probably the second layer I've done since I've had this pick, and then you can go, you know, and put another one on even in a couple of minutes or in a couple of weeks, or whatever you want to do. It doesn't really matter, but it really does put such a gorgeous shine on these picks, and the knowing that, you know, it's going to preserve them. They're not going to rust. They're not going to rot. The wood's going to stay preserved. The brass is going to stay nice. The spring steel isn't going to rust out on me. I've heard some people talk about how, you know, they have custom picks that do that. So I was hoping that maybe this will work and help people out like that has that problem. Like I said, you live in higher humidity environments, you're definitely going to be susceptible. So it's something to keep an eye out for. But it just does a fantastic job. It doesn't show here, but on the camera, but in person, it almost looks like there's a little layer of glass on it. Excuse me. It does such a beautiful job. I just absolutely love it. Can't say enough good things about this. Definitely give it a try. They come in a smaller jar. This one's a 200 milliliter. If I'm reading that right, ml is milliliter. Could be wrong. Microliter. I don't know. Anyway, it's a 200, and I think there's like God, I don't know. I know it's like half the size. So maybe it's 100, but I mean, I've had this. I'm almost a quarter way through it, maybe. And it just, and I put it on everything I make. So, and it just does such a fantastic job with just not only shine, putting a beautiful shine and sheen, but it protects it. You know what I mean? Do some research on it. It's pretty mythical stuff, honestly. A lot of people rant and rave about this stuff being one of the amazing things. You can put it on knives. You can put it on anything. I mean, I'm not sure about if you're going to eat with that knife. That's maybe muddy waters, but any kind of EDC knife or anything like that, it'll be fine and stuff, and it'll preserve. I like even putting these on carbon steel knives. They have a tendency to rust, and this stuff seems to do a nice job of just putting a little layer on there. You're still going to have to, you know, clean and dry the knife before you put it away because of what it's made out of, but this stuff gives you a little bit more of a chance to not have anything happen to it with fingerprints or whatnot. But like I said, definitely check this stuff out. Check some other videos out about it. It really is some great stuff. It does fantastic job on custom picks, and whether you're spending, you know, 15 hours making just one and you put a lot of time, you want these things to last, or you're spending a lot of money because people charge a lot of money for them and you want them to last and you don't want anything to happen to them. It would be a shame to come back and look at, you know, buy one of these beautiful things and then come back 2 years later because you forgot about it and find it rusted or rotted or something like that because of the way you stored it. This stuff should help you 100%. This stuff should give you some buffer with the humidity and kind of condensation and stuff like that. Not to say, once again, you throw this into a bucket of water, you're not going to probably have much of a chance, but these are those picks, these are those tensioners I got from Chris Capoon, and I still use them every day. I love the darn things. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. I'm going to go probably do the rest of these. And I just wanted to say thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Missed you guys. And I was also, if anybody's still watching, I was thinking about doing some other things on this channel. Not only lock sport related stuff, but other things that I do. I have some projects where I'm doing different knife handles or making different like knuckles and things like that. I have, oh God, I can't get it. Whoop. Things like making things like these. This is out of G10, and I was stuff like that. I've been making different lanyards. This is G10 beads I've made and made the lanyard out of it. I made each one of those beads. I made fun stuff like this, which was really easy. I have things like this here. where I made the bead on this, and I made the bead on this, and I made this G10 knuckle, EDC knuckle. But I was thinking about maybe showing more stuff like that, and showing knives that I own, or showing how to clean them, use them, sharpen them. I don't know. I know a lot of people that were on here, subscribe to my channel, we're here for just lock sport, but I was thinking about doing a little bit of, you know, stuff like that. I mean, it's all kind of guy related stuff anyway, and that's the majority of my audience. Not forgetting, there's a few ladies out there that I totally cherish that you subscribed, but I have a feeling that if you like lock sport, you're also going to like stuff like this. So I just thought I'd pepper it in there maybe to keep the channel alive. But alright guys, that's all I have for today. I really do appreciate you sticking around if you have, and thanks again for watching, and hope everybody has a great time. Thanks. Catch you on the flip.